Welcome to Next to Madison, a podcast to help you live your best life.
Welcome back to Next to Madison. I'm your host, Madison Malloy. And on this episode, we are talking about the power of networking. Because the truth of the matter is, it doesn't so much matter what you know, it matters who you know. And 80% of success in life is just showing up. So on today's episode, I have got communications and PR expert Adam Weiss with me, who is talking about this and some of the stories of when he didn't want to show up and why he did show up, and how to use networking to your advantage and how you can have more fun with it. We also talk about mindset. We talk about TV segments and other fun stories that he has. So this is a powerful episode. If you're in business and you want to make money, this episode's for you. So do not tune out. We will be right back after this brief message on this episode of Next to Madison with our amazing guest.
Hey, it's Madison Malloy. Just wanted to remind you to make sure you grab a copy of my book, Time to Lighten the Fuck Up. It is a great, funny self-help book that is going to help you get out of your own way. I have already helped thousands and thousands of people, and they are on their way to living their dream life, and I want every listener to be able to live their dream life as well. So grab a copy of the book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or even the audiobook on Audible. Now back to the show.
All right, we are back with our amazing guest on this episode of Next to Madison. With me, I've got PR and communications expert Adam Weiss. I'm so excited to have this guy on our show. He's a dear friend of mine, but also one of the most brilliant minds when it comes to networking and communicating effectively the power of a brand. So there's going to be a lot of stuff to learn and digest. So Adam, welcome to the show. How are you?
Great, Madison. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited that you're here. And I always laugh because you and I are friends and you're always out at the most fabulous parties. And what I learned from you is it's not that you want to be, it's because it's the power of networking. So let's talk about that.
I mean, I always tell people, if you don't go out and network as much as you can, the law of attraction, the universe, getting new business, meeting a new mate, whatever you want to do, is not going to work. You have to get out there, right?
Yeah.
So, I always try to, get out as much as I can and hit as many events as I can. And I've been doing it for so long that, in my business, it's part of it. I can't meet leads or new business if I don't get out, right? So I always say, go out, go to events as much as you can and network, and don't ever walk in and say, this is terrible, I want to leave. Wait, hang around a bit, feel it out a bit, let it work out, and something good will happen. Our impatience sometimes causes chaos, and that little impatience of chaos will lose something that could really be fruitful upcoming when you're, so just always have patience when you're in a room, when you're at an event, when you're at a birthday party, whatever it is, have a little patience. Because that first initial reaction when we always walk in on, you ever walk and you're about to open that door and you're nervous and you're like, oh, everybody's going to look at me. Nobody ever really looks at you. You're just opening a door. But that first feeling is like, I want to go. So don't ever let that get to you.
I know that's so well said because, 80% of life is just freaking showing up. But I like what you said because it's a new point I've never heard is if first you're going to judge naturally, but if you don't stick around, the magic could actually happen at the end. So sometimes you got to wait it out.
I was 2 years ago, I was in the Hamptons. I was at the cottage in East Hampton, far away. And this friend of mine, she invited me to this event in West Hampton. My dad was there at the moment, another friend. They're like, you're going to go? And I looked on the GPS and it was an hour away. I said, you know what? I'm going to go. You never know who I'm going to meet. I go all the way there. I didn't know the address. The address, I thought it was a store I'm going. It was an art party, a magazine party. I show up, took an hour, and there was a big, massive gate. And I'm like, didn't know where I was. Why am I at this gate? And finally they buzzed and I texted and said, just buzzed 312. And I buzzed up. I go in and this guy, Edward Mermelstein, that I know for years, comes walking. He says, what are you doing here? I says, so-and-so invited me. I said, what are you doing? He said, this is my estate. It's like incredible estate on the water. Like I didn't know he even had this estate. I said, well, I said, come on in, Adam. So we go in. And then Christine's walking around. It was like a magazine party / art event. And then at the very end, it was kind of like boring and a little bit, but I stuck around a bit. And then Ed says, Adam, you're going to leave already? You haven't met the congressman. I said, there's a congressman? He says, yeah, I'm having a fundraiser to the left over here. And then I said, the congressman, we hit it off because he was, on the same side of the aisle. We chatted really, when I started saying, I worked on this one, I worked on that one. And I said, by the way, there's a fundraiser happening in Southampton, a little get together. Giuliani's going to be, this one's going to be, that one's going to be there. He said, really? And his wife said, so can I come with you? I said, okay. So the congressman followed me to the next event, and then he followed me to the next event, and we ended up having a dialogue and doing some things together. So it's just interesting how I took that 1 hour drive, rang the doorbell, was about to leave the event, but I said, let me stick around. And I would, so see, little things happen just by showing up.
It's true. Yeah. It's like you gotta show up. That's so important.
I walked in a door last week. Said there was a Miami election 2 weeks ago. Miami mayor's, today's actually the runoff, but it was a Miami Beach, the mayor's race. And I was meeting the friend Emily at the South Point Tavern for a guy that ran across the street from me. I'm in Miami for the moment. And he says, guy by the name of Mike Greco, was a former assemblyman who's running for Miami Beach mayor. And he called it a victory party. And the same night, I invited her to Mila, which is a really cool lounge, 1 year anniversary party. They had over the top party. So she says, can we stop by his victory party before we go to Mila? I said, okay. So she gets there first at the South Point Tavern. And the polls close at 7. She's there about 7:15, 7:20. I'm walking over there. It's right by my house. And she texts me and says, just so you know, if you walk in here, they're very sad because he lost already. I said, screw it. Just meet me at Carbone. So so he goes, okay. So I wasn't going in there. Walk in Carbone before we go to Mila. And the guy at door knows, he says, Adam, can't come in the couch. And she walks in with me and she says, isn't that the girl that used to work for Trump, the blonde? So she sees it from a distance. I walk up. I said, hey, Kellyanne. She says, Adam. I said, what are you doing? She says, I'm in town for the debate. We're having dinner. The GOP debate was the next night. So we chatted for like 15 minutes. Kellyanne, I introduced her. She was with a guy. I don't know if the guy was a date, long, looked like a rocker, long brunette hair. And I said to the end, I said, Kellyanne, I'm trying to reach out to people trying to go to the debate tomorrow. She goes, oh, don't worry. Let me start working on it for you. So the next day, had like the top GOP people write me and said, we can't put you in the media section, but you go put you in the section with Kellyanne. So So that 2 weeks ago, I went to the GOP debate and I had amazing seats right up front. But it's another edition. If I didn't show up, I didn't even actually show up to the mayor's. We called it a victory party, but he lost in 15 minutes when the polls closed. But if I didn't take that, but if she didn't text me and say lost, I said, let's stop by Carbone first.
Yeah.
I would have known Kellyanne there.
No, and it's true. And it's easier for men because men don't have to put as much time into their outfit and their appearance. But like women, sometimes we are like, oh, do I have to wash my hair today, shave my legs, find an outfit, blah, blah, blah. So I always tell the ladies, always have event outfits just stocked in your closet, event outfits, like dressier, more business. So you're always prepared because you don't want to not show up because you have nothing to wear. Because then you could miss out on something that could be life-changing, like you said, which is so, so key. Because it comes down to not what you know in life, it's who you know.
Right.
And also I want to talk about this too, is some people will have a good like network, or they'll go out and they'll have a network, but how do you effectively use your network to your advantage?
How do I use the people that I know, or how to do the networking to my advantage?
Network to your advantage, meaning like what would your advice? Because I think a lot of people, like I've had this myself, where it's like, I know super powerful people, but I don't know how to properly go to them to scale something I'm working on, which could benefit both of us. That's the point of networking, is
See someone that's an actor or a high level executive, or something in the celebrity, not necessarily Hollywood celebrity, something celebrity. Try to find something that's not everybody else asks about them. You don't want to, let's say it's a celebrity You know he's been in 15 movies, but you all of a sudden you look in your phone and say he's a guitar aficionado. He loves guitars on the side, and you know about guitars. You say, you know what? Oh, I think I play guitar, and he's going to want to talk to you about guitars because everybody talks about movies, right? I love you. I love you in that movie. So find something different to talk to somebody about. If somebody saw somebody and he happened to be at a boxing match, right? But he's a celebrity. Oh, you just happened to see him on TV once. He was at a boxing match, or you knew he was at a box. Oh, did you see that fight the other night? Oh yeah, I caught it. You start talking about boxing, so you hit it up. So you're not like needy, because if you start bothering me about like, what movie you're next, or what do you do that? Everybody the celebrity about that. But it's almost in any field. Try to personalize something that's different and interesting to catch a conversation with somebody that they want to talk to you about.
Yeah, it almost comes down to like, I think
the little hobbies they have in life and the things that they really do interesting other than that everybody else. That's at a level.
Yeah.
That's at a high level when I'm talking about when I'm in a room and I have to make friends with, because I go to a lot, I go to a lot of events, and been to the Golden Globes 5 times. I've been to the Oscars. I've been to MTV Music Awards. I've been to Super Bowls, and I've been to the White House. So you have to, at a certain level, you have to figure out how to talk to people at a certain level to get them to talk to you back, where it's not, you're like, oh, all right, they're going to walk away from you in a minute. So that's that's an interesting level where you see something, a CEO, a high level executive.
Right. Yeah. And I always think too, it's like once you get them in your network, that's a really good way to like win them over. But it's also like, if you're coming at them to ask them for a favor, I think it's like, what value can you bring to that? Right. So instead of just being like, can you make an intro for me? It'd be like, hey, I would love for you if we could do an intro together. I've got this project you might be interested in.
Whatever your natural reaction is, you're walking in a room and you feel needy because you need business at the moment. Try to do the opposite. If you sell someone out there, oh, maybe I can get him as a sales. Maybe I can get him as a lead. If you're selling, let's say you're in the real estate business, maybe I can get him a listing. Maybe I can get this. Reverse that mindset. Say, maybe I can make him as a friend.
Yeah.
Make someone a friend and make them like you. Then everything else the universe will work, and everything else will work. Because when somebody likes you, they're easy to give you a business. They'll want to give you a business. They'll want to meet you again for coffee. But if they think you're needy and they just want something from them, that's going to push them. Whatever level it is, high level,
I like that.
Level, executive level, we're all the same. We have the same human instincts. So whatever you're talking to a CEO or a CFO or, that's what the best way to get to network with somebody, I find. But be genuine. I have to say, play these tricks, but that's the best way to get to know somebody and get their business at the end of the day.
I like that, because nobody wants to be pitched, but that's a good mindset trick, is like every networking event you're going to or business event, like go at it with, how many friends can I meet tonight? Not how many resumes or business cards can I walk away with? I think, no, that's a really good point.
Naturally, if you naturally chat with someone and it's going around so smooth, the rest will work out.
Yeah. No, I do. I love that. I love that. Now, you are communications expert, PR. You help people build their brand and take them to the next level. So I want to talk about that. What are some of your top tips for building a reputable, successful brand?
You want to be like, if you want to stand out in your field, whether it's a real estate field.
Let's use my field, personal development.
Personal development, personal coaching, you want to stand out in your field. You want to talk about something that's, always want to look what's in the news. If you want to be in the news and you want to be newsworthy, find out what's in the news. So if somebody's having a breakdown, let's say a celebrity, right? Britney Spears has happened for 20 years. Every other week, it seems like it. Or is emotionally distressed because they had a breakdown. That's where you pop in. These are the things she needs to do to bring back her emotional status and emotional life. Stop being needy towards men, or stop being needy towards this, or take a holiday. Somebody like you could be an expert in the field and go in and get yourself in the news and talk about that. That's an important way. So
Oh,
keep an eye out in the news always. What can I talk about? Obviously, that's something you can talk about. Your personal growth, helping people, in their ways, and then business too. I have I'm cluttered every day. I can't seem to go from. I can't scale my business because I'm so cluttered, and I just stick. You talk about business, growing businesses, and an economic decline that we live in, an economic state. How do I grow my business? It's another one. Your personal growth, right?
yeah,
Personal, not just personal business, right? Correct.
yeah.
So that's another way. You look at the economic aspect and how can you help people in this economy grow their business? Give them tips.
Yeah,
That's
I love that.
then once you go about doing it, pitching it, talking about it, radio, TV, make sure you post it everywhere, make sure you showcase it, make sure you show it. And that amount of publicity you're getting or growth you're showing will give you confidence. So it's kind of like along the way, while you're doing all this, you'll get the confidence to keep going and
Yeah.
showcase more.
So
That's your
let's talk about that then. How do people get themselves in the news and media and booked on shows?
Well, I mean, that's most people would want to probably hire a professional unless
Right, like yourself.
they're a former journalist for 10 years and they understand news every day. And
Right.
that's when they get it. But other than that, you probably want to go, let me go check out a public relations company, find one that's in my budget, find one
Yeah.
that's business savvy, find one that's whether it's business or fashion or whatever, or real estate, whatever field you're in, or celebrity, find that right fit, find that right personality, and engage with them and see how it works and give it patience, because PR is not very easy. You're not going to turn a switch on overnight and all of a sudden, boom, you're like well known and you're in the media. It takes time, it takes to build a brand, to build a media brand overnight. It takes time.
Yeah. Yeah. And why do you think it takes so long? Just trying to get through to the bookers and
What do we talk about every day? And there's only so much news out there. Probably half of it's about celebrities. The other half's about the president. The other half's about congressional things. And, it's, and we're a very negative news. So you turn
right.
it's usually negative shooting. So when you want to do self-help, positive news, that's hard to break through too. They don't even like to cover that usually.
Right. Because it doesn't promote fear, and fear keeps you
Right.
tuning in. So I want to talk about, because you not only do you build brands, communication expert, but you are also a lot in the news yourself. You go on a lot of different talk shows and different media things. But I want you to share your story, because they tried to cancel you last year. And that was an interesting time for you. I want you to share that story and the mindset that kind of got you through.
The media try to cancel me.
Yeah, there was like a whole debacle. You remember this?
Yeah, people try to do hit jobs on me all the time because sometimes in my space I work for political. Sometimes I work for politicians. It's a small little segment I do, and I worked on some conservative political people running for office. So the media tends to be very left wing biased. So they came after me and tried to do hit jobs on me. But I do everything by the books. I'm ethical. I'm kind.
Yeah.
When they dig and there's nothing there except for wanting to get somebody all because, we used to grow up in a country and a divide in the cities and towns across America. My neighbor was African American. I didn't even know what political persuasion she was. The other guy to my right was Italian, Irish around the corner. We all got along. It didn't matter that they were Democrats, my right, liberals, left.
Right.
We'd have a little talk about it. It didn't matter. We all smiled at the end of the day, got along. Somewhere along the line, I think it was during Obama, that just this race became and sex and everything became divided, and it's gotten worse, and it shouldn't be like that. It's not a big deal if people believe in different ideologies.
Agreed.
And you shouldn't cancel people because you have different thoughts in America. It's a joke. It's stupid.
Yeah. So when that hit piece was coming out, did you know because you were, I remember you telling me about, like, you were aware it was coming out because I guess they were contacting people that knew you.
Contacted my clients, and they started calling me back and say, so and so's calling us, and then I got other clients, so and so's calling us, so and so's calling us, and I'm like, why is this guy calling my clients? I represented the country of Poland, and he's digging into I represented a country, and I just happened to represent some other political people back in the past. So how could a guy that represented conservatives in the past also get a contract at the country of Poland? And that's what the reporter told me. I'm like, well, how about it's called networking? I have a good ability to network. I have contacts around the globe, and I get our referrals. But it's none of your business how I exactly got it, but that's how I got it. It's pretty simple, like we discussed earlier. You do enough network, you meet enough people, you get referrals, and that's how I got the country of Poland as a client. And we did a banged up. And then he's worried about how could this guy go from representing them to this.
Yeah, they were just, they must have been a slow news week that they needed something, right? So here's the question. What does a country need PR for? Were you trying to like increase their tourism? Like why does Poland need PR?
Well, they had a massive refugee crisis. They brought in a million Ukrainians. So they need to tell the world about all these Ukrainian efforts they're helping and the money they're spending and where the Ukrainians are living.
Oh, okay.
They also had to showcase the growth that their economy is doing. The economy is doing well, and the military might they're having. You remember Ukraine's on their border, Russia's close by. There's a war going on. They need to tell this stuff in the media. They need to tell the American media because we're a big part of the support of the Ukrainians during the time. So they needed to get this out there. So we did a big press trip over there, and was one of the showcases we did.
Okay, gotcha. Well, that's cool. And can you mention some of your other like most fun clients that you've worked on or projects you've worked on? Because you've had a lot of interesting stuff.
Well, I have doing the Heroes Awards at helping out a hero. We build homes for heroes. We're doing that at a big country club in Palm Beach. Maybe take a guess which one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We represent the Queen of Versailles. She's they own the Westgate Resort Hotel. She had a show on Netflix called The Queen of Versailles, where they about building the biggest home in North America. Jackie C. Big sweetheart of a character. We have, all sorts of different public companies, mining companies, psychedelic companies, real estate companies, personalities. So, we do around the gambit here. Some of the high level people I've represented lots of people from TV stations on Fox News and other stations. And, it's like I've represented sports entities, mixed martial arts groups.
Yeah.
Groups, boxers, celebrities. Well, I guess New York celebrities probably represented every New York housewife possible in one way to represented.
Okay, so let's talk about that though, because when you say housewives, it's immediate drama. I mean, that's what got them on the show, is they kind of need to fuel that drama to be able to keep those viewers in, or they're going to be boring and lose their job. So
and with
something, how did you shut it down? Because usually when a celebrity has like crazy shit come out about them, they go to their PR and their PR speaks on behalf of them, right?
I met Bethany Frankel and Jill Zarin 15 or 16 years ago. The very beginning, the first season. We hit it off, got together. I started putting them on Fox Business, Fox News.
Yeah.
We were all together. Jill was like, I had a girlfriend at the time, but Jill was, remember walking down the streets. I was, go with Bethany, go out with her. This would be good together. And I never walked that step. So then, after a while, I was representing so many tanning salon, I represented restaurants. So I'd bring one of them here and we'd do an event here and bring another one there. And, along the ways, I got to know every single one of them because I lived in New York. We all lived in ran the same circles, 10 years. And, I would work with them on and off and on and off. But after a while, I was like, I can't anymore. I can't. It's just sometimes working on that level, on that. You need some peace and mindset and clients, and like that's a lot of drama.
Yeah.
Because on air it's drama, and off air it's drama.
It's probably more drama off air.
It's more drama off air because remember you're only watching an hour show.
Yeah.
But you might, if you're working on one phone, you might be on the phone call for an hour and say, so and so wants to do a story on me. So and so wants to do a story on me. What are we going to do? And you might spend an hour and a half worrying about that they're going to say something that's a little bit negative in page 6 or another, or the star. At one time, it was one of the hottest shows that franchises were so hot. So every celebrity magazines would write about them.
Yeah.
You had to like put out fires. You had to put out this. You had to sit on the phone. It's a lot of time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like too much.
In dealing with them, none of them were like mega rich. They weren't super Hollywood. So it wasn't like you're taking on something Hollywood. It was a lot of work.
Yeah, that's true. They didn't really make money till the end. And some of them still don't
make. So I took them on as a client. Wasn't a big fee. But it was a lot of work because their celebrity status came quick.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah. And
New York.
Yeah. That's crazy. All right, so let's switch gears to let's talk about, like, I want to go back. We kind of mentioned it a little bit, power of mindset, law of attraction, because that kind of tied into the networking and sticking around. Like, how do you use both law of attraction or just like the power of mindset to attract the clients and the success that you have in your own business?
I use the law of attraction as a vehicle to bring in clients when I'm overall. I feel mindset is really important because being calm in the media business is really important because it's such a stressful way that goes about it, the media business, that you have to have a certain calmness and mindset to keep it going. I mean, this is a very, very stressful job. So and the law of attraction is really important. When we say the law of attraction, what does that mean? If you, again, going out, meeting people, making it work, attracting the right element, but keeping calm, thinking that law of attraction is part of mindset is linked in with the law of attraction.
Yeah.
When you believe in something, when you go in the morning and say, I'm going to do something and believe in it, it'll work. I woke up, it was 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. I woke up and said, I'm going to Heidi Klum's party, Halloween party. It's the hottest Halloween party in the world. I wasn't on the list. I just said, I'm going to Halloween party. I knew I woke up. But that's the first part of the law of attraction. You do have to say something. And then
believe it.
Then you believe in it. And then you have to a little bit make it happen, but it will come to you. Most of the time, if you say it in a negative way and not believe in it probably won't happen. So then my friend texts me out of nowhere. So we go on Heidi Klum's party tonight. She wasn't on the list. She said, and then we got there and she told me somebody's certain so-and-so, and we were in, and it was the hottest party of the night. Halloween night. At a ball all night.
That's amazing. I
said, I'm going to the Halloween. Just woke up and said, going to Heidi's party today.
I like that though. And I want all the listeners to like take a page out of that, but or like remember that. Like, I want to encourage everybody to wake up and state one cool thing that they're doing that day or that week. Like, even if you're not on the list, I love this story because it's like, you could just pop out of bed and you could be like, there's what, 5 weeks left in 2024. Like, you could wake up and you could be like, yeah, I'm going to make an additional 6 figures before the end of the year. And then you just believe it. And then just be amazed at all the stuff that starts coming to you.
And then abundance will come to you.
Or like whatever it is, love of your life, or manifesting something that you want to buy, or a house, or a business opportunity. Like, I love that. Is such a good story. I like that. But you believed it. Like, you weren't like, what am I thinking? I'm out of my mind. That's the biggest.
How am I going to make it happen? What's going to go? No, you have to say it.
Yeah.
Believe it. Go do it. It'll work. It'll work.
I love that. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that for one of my projects that I have. I'm going to be like, I'm going to wake up and be like, yep, I'm going to have this. I can't release it yet. But yeah.
It'll work.
Yeah. It always does. It always does. Well, I love that. This is amazing. So how can people find you, hire you, all that good stuff?
You'll find me at Adam Math. Adam5PR is my, just check my Instagram is.
Yeah. He's such a popular PR guy. I could just hear his phone going. Brum, 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 brum.
Oh, at Adam5PR, Adam Matthew Weiss, at at Twitter, at Adam Matthew, or you can come to our website at amwpr.com. Or
Okay.
you can text Madison and she'll connect us too.
Yeah, no, I'm not giving my phone number out. If you have it, yes. But yeah, exactly. But no, you guys, I've known Adam a long time. I've been at some amazing parties with him. I've been invited to some amazing parties with him. I've seen some really, really cool stuff, and I've seen some of the brands he's worked on, and I've met some of the people that he has worked with. And yeah, you're like the magic little key that kind of props open the doors that they need to take them from good to great. So if you guys are looking for somebody to build out your brand, build out your whatever it is, if you got a book, if you got a new business, if something, this is your guy. If you can afford him, he's all yours.
Thank
Yep.
you.
And look for him. You're always you're on Fox News a lot. You're on
Really, Joyce on Newsmax.
Newsmax. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
America's Voice News.
Yeah. So you guys, check him out on those, and
Catch Madison all the time, and your local TV station too. She's on everywhere.
yeah, soon to be more.
Oh, good.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's
Very
gonna
good.
happen.
Mm.
Well, that was great. Well, thank you, Adam, so much, and thank you to everybody who's listening wherever you may be. And we will see you next time to find out who's next.
Hey, your host here, Madison Malloy. Please make sure to subscribe to the show on all podcast platforms, and please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. Also, if you have any questions or comments, you can email us at contact@nexttomadison.com. I thank you again for listening. Bye.